Hello again, everybody. Ron, aka Daddy Geek, here with another Disney Infinity 2.0 Toy Box tutorial. And apparently, Snow White's excited back there. In this video, we are going to cover another new powerful tool in the 2.0 Toy Box, and that is the satellite receiver. The satellite receiver is what it does is it is a toy that can take a signal from one level in your toy box and transfer that signal, that state, to another level in your toy box. So it can basically carry logic from one level of your toy box to another, which can allow you to set
This
up
is the strangest of
quests.
all the known
An example would
worlds.
be you could also have a player press a switch or do a certain action in one level of the toy box, and that action will open a door in another level of your toy box. In this example, we have set up something very similar to your typical rats in the cellar type quest that you would see in most of your older RPGs, where you get a quest, go clear out the rats out of my cellar, and you get your reward. But in this case, we have instead of rats, we have Beagle Boys, and they are trying to rob Grandma's house behind us here. So what's going to happen here is we're going to set up a quest where we go up to Snow White. She's going to ask for our help, tell us that Grandma is trapped inside with the Beagle Boys, and we're going to then have to go inside the house, transition from this level into another level, into an interior, and defeat the Beagle Boys, save Grandma, and then come back out to Snow White and claim our reward. Now, in order to do that, we need a satellite receiver, because we need to have the satellite receiver tell the game that we accepted the quest and carry that logic over into the interior to where we can defeat the Beagle Boys, and in turn, the satellite receiver in the interior is inside Grandma's house is going to send a signal back to the original level here and tell the game that we defeated the Beagle Boys, we saved Grandma, and Snow White can give us our reward. So what we have set up here is we have a trigger area, and that's going to be the starting point, the jump off point for our quest. We have a locator, and we have it out here right in front of Snow White, facing her, because when we come back out of the interior, we want to be facing Snow White, and we want to be able to tell her, see her when she gives us our reward. We also have a treasure chest. We have a satellite receiver. We have 2 text creators and a logic gate, and then back here we have a toy box door. I put it back there because we still need to be able to access it, but I don't want it directly in front of the house. If you've seen my tutorial on toy box doors, you know I'm a big fan of trying to transition to different levels without actually physically walking through a door, or I should say through the actual toy box door. It just, yeah, more creative that way. So what we're going to do is, just like any other quest, we need to have a starting point. So this trigger area is going to be our starting point, so we need to highlight that if we can. Sometimes they're a little dodgy, you got to get around them. Especially when you resize them, they can get a little wonky, so you kind of need to move around a little bit until you highlight it. This might take up most of the video, apparently. Oh, I think I had it, and then I lost it. Oh no! Not good. Where's my trigger area? Hello? Somebody help me. Snow White, did you break my trigger area? She shook her head no. Somebody did. Oh my. This is so not going. Oh, there we go. We got it. Hello. New logic connection entered. Yeah, this is going to go out. Player, any. And we're going to take it over to our very first text creator. And we're going to say, display text 1. Now, to save you the agony and pain of watching me type, I already filled out these text creators. I'm going to go into here, and you're going to look, and we have it connected to actor, so we have it connected to Snow White, or we have it set, I should say. We don't have it connected yet. We have it set as connected actor, and we have the text 1 says, please help me, Grandma is trapped, and text 2 will fire off when we come back saying thank you. So we want text 1, and while we're here, let's do new actor connection before I forget. Oh my. And we need to target Snow White here. Who now she doesn't want to be targeted. There we go. Nobody's cooperating today. Okay. So now what we want to do is we're going to take the new logic connection from the text creator. We're going to say specific line dismissed, text line 1, and we're going to bounce it over here to this text creator. I'm going to say display text 1. Now, I have this one set up to be a proposal text, and it says help grandma. So in other words, it's asking you if you want to accept the quest and go into the house. So we're going to do help grandma. So we'll do a new logic connection. Text proposal accepted. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to turn on the satellite receiver. We're going to do turn on station 1. Now, satellite receivers can track up to 10 different logic commands, or stations. They call them stations. So you have station 1 through 10. So you have up to 10 different satellites that can be turned on or off within your toy box. That includes all the levels within the toy box. So this is going to be station 1. So we turned it on. So basically, once we accept that accept the quest, the satellite's going to be turned on. Picture the satellite is actually being a physical satellite, and you're going to see you'd see lights shine, light up on it, start spinning around. We're actually activating that, and it's going to send that signal that we accepted the quest to help grandma to wherever we place another satellite receiver, which will in this case will be inside the interior. Now we're going to have a couple other things happen when this goes off. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a new logic connection from this text creator, and we're going to do text proposal accepted, and we're going to come over here to our toy box door and tell it to change level. Okay, and then we have to, now before we go into the interior and set that up, we actually have to set up the reward phase out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our treasure chest here. We're going to assign it some loot. We're going to configure loot, and let's see. Now, if we save grandma, why don't we have grandma reward a piece of cake? So we'll do that. And now what we need to do is, let's see, we need to do a connection from our satellite receiver here. We're going to do a new logic connection, turned on, station 2, because once we're inside the interior and we complete the quest, we defeat the Beagle Boys, we're going to have another satellite in there, and that's going to have it turn on station 2. So basically think of it as phases. Out here accepting the quest turned on phase 1. Inside, when we get inside and defeat the Beagle Boys, I keep saying Bagel Boys, I'm hungry. The Beagle Boys, it's going to turn on station 2 or phase 2, and that will send a signal back here to this satellite saying phase 2 or signal 2 has been turned on. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight our logic gate here, and we're going to say input. So basically, once everything is done, we're going to send an input signal to our logic gate. Now, by default, if you see my previous video, logic gates by default are always open by default unless you close them. So what we'll do here is we'll send a output signal from our logic gate, new logic connection, output, and we will send it to our text creator, and we will say display text 2, where she says thank you. Now from there, we'll do a little domino effect here. We'll do new logic connection, specific line dismissed, text line 2, and we will come over here and we will spawn our loop. We'll reward the player with grandma's cake. And now we'll do one more connection from our logic gate here. New logic connection, output to our trigger area, and I got it on the first try that time. Aren't you impressed? And we'll deactivate it. This way we don't continue to fire off a broken quest, because once we do it once and we finish the quest, if we allow the quest to continue to be fired off, so player enters the trigger area and she asks for helping grandma again, since the quest has already been done once, it's going to be therefore finished. If we try to fire it off again, it's going to be broken. We don't want broken quests. Now, before we go into the interior and do our final connections to make this all work, here's a few warnings. Once a station has been activated on a satellite receiver and the game is saved, the game will remember that station was turned on. So if you're making all these connections, make all your connections first, save the game, and then test. And then once you test, reload the save. Reload before you test it, because if you save after you tested, that the game remembers what state the satellite is in. So just be very careful with that. Now you could put in buttons to try to turn off the signals back off and on again, or try to reset it. I don't do that because I can't get it to work 100% of the time. It could just be my ability to fail. I'm not sure, but I find it's better just to make your logic connections, save, go out of the game, or save, test, write down what's broken, go out of the game, reload, come back in, and make your corrections. So what we're going to do here is now we need to save the game. Whenever you make any kind of connections like this, especially when you're using a satellite receiver, you need to save the game. That way it saves that you made all these logic connections, that you have a satellite receiver. So we're just going to do save. And we're going to do a new save here. No, we're not. We're just going to continue to use the same save. I have confidence that I got this correct. We're going to do satellite. I have this labeled as satellite test. And we're just going to save. Say OK. Yes, I know I don't need to really tell you that you need to select OK. Yay. We're going to back out of here. And we're going to go into the toy box before I continue to make a fool out of myself. Alright, so I already named this level Grandma's House. And the reason why you didn't see a confirmation text is because I turned that off. Our confirmation is going to actually be accepting the quest to go to Grandma's house. And I should have mentioned that earlier. My apologies. I'm not quite with it today. Okay, so here we are. We're in Grandma's house. I tried to, throw a few decorations up here. Nothing too fancy. And yes, Grandma has a very big house compared to what it looks like outside. But shh, let's not pay attention to the details right now. Okay, anyway, we have Grandma's house here. And what we have in here to complete this quest is we have a time delayer, our satellite receiver, a enemy wave generator, and I placed two locators down. So what we're going to have happen here is once the player accepts a quest out there, they're going to be automatically teleported to this level. When we accept the quest out there, it's going to turn on the satellite receiver. It turned on Station 1. So what we're going to do is our very first connection from here is we're going to do new logic connection, turned on, Station 1. So we're telling the game when Station 1 is turned on, we want it to spawn the Beagle Boys. So we're going to do generate wave. Let's go in here and let's bring up the prop. Let's configure the wave. We'll add. Oh, already did. We'll add two Beagle Boys, not Bagel, Beagle Boys. And now we need to go under properties, and under here I just put generate random locator, and everything else is default except for the generation delay. I knocked that down to 2. And now we need to make our locator connections. We want the Beagle Boys to spawn at one of these 2 locators. Spawn location. Grandma's having a seat. New locator connection. I love it. We'll connect to this locator. Sorry, I easily get distracted. Now, when we finish defeating the 2 Beagle Boys, we're going to do a new logic connection. We want wave defeated. And we're going to come over here and we're going to do start a delay. So we're going to use our time delayer once again. So now, once the delay is completed, we're going to make a new logic connection. Delay completed. To here, and we're going to say, let's see, we want to turn on Station 2. No. Let me back up here a second. I think I did this wrong. Yes, I did. My apologies. We'll go over here. Let's delete this connection to the time delayer. What we're going to do is once the wave is defeated, new logic connection, wave defeated, we're going to turn off Station 1. So we're going to connect to the satellite receiver and we're going to turn off Station 1. So that part of the quest is over and completed. And so now we can't make another logic connection like that. So what we're going to do is we need a in-between toy. Like we made direct logic connection from the enemy wave generator to the satellite saying turn off Station 1. So now we need to make another connection that when we defeat the wave, we want to turn on Station 2 and start the whole process out there, start the reward phase of the quest. So what we're going to do is do a new logic connection from our enemy wave generator, wave defeated, to our time delayer. We're going to do start delay, and we're going to do a new logic connection, delay completed, back here, and we're going to turn on Station 2. So now what happens is we come in here, automatically the Beagle Boys are going to spawn. We're going to defeat them. Once we defeat them, it's going to turn off Station 1. That part of the quest is completed. And then it's also going to have a split-second delay. It's going to go back to the satellite receiver and turn on Station 2, which is in turn going to turn on Station 2 out in the original level, which will then start the whole entire reward phase. Okay, so that is it. We have all of our connections in here. We are going to save. And yes, making sure. I think I forgot something, but we'll find out in a minute. You'll see if I complete this or I fail. Satellite save. Oh my. You're either going to be impressed or you're going to have a good laugh. Stay tuned and find out. Maybe, possibly. Hello. My game doesn't want to save. There we go. Alright, let's head back out. Now everything should be in working order. Alright, we're back out, and hopefully everything went correctly. So we step in here and we should hopefully at least get this whole quest started. Step in here. There we go. Please help. Grandma is trapped inside with bandits. Help Grandma. So if we accept this, we will be taken into the interior level and hopefully fight some Beagle Boys. So far so good. Just keep loading, just keep loading. Do, 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 do. Yeah, if you stare at that little dotted line going around long enough, you can actually get dizzy. Okay, anyway. And there's the Beagle Boys. The invincible Beagle Boys. Hello. There we go. Ta-da! Beagle Boys are dead. Now, honestly, I should have made this a little fancier and had a... Grandma really likes that painting. Or that tapestry. I should have had this a little fancier so we had some text firing off and maybe even connected all this to a challenge marker so we had some kind of like woohoo for defeating the Beagle Boys. But you get the idea. Beagle Boys are defeated, and in fact I would recommend that because right now the player would be kind of like, okay, now what? I've defeated the Beagle Boys. Do I get a reward? Where's my reward? So let's go back out. Side, and now we should spawn right in front of Snow White. Snow White should say, thank you! And the treasure chest should open. The trigger area should be deactivated. Everybody should be happy. We'll see. Again, think I'm getting stared at the thing. Thank you! Ah, ta-da! Cake. Ah, life is good. When everything goes well. In one take, especially, life is good. And there you go. And as you can see, we can hop up and down inside the trigger area. Nothing will happen. That is it. It'll be deactivated from now on. And that's it. We set up a simple quest using the satellite receiver, and you can use that same type of setup. Just change what you're doing. So, for example, if you have a door, let's say you have you wanted to open a door in a different level, but the only way you wanted that door to open is if the enemy, if the player defeated, say, like a whole big wave of enemies, right? Let's say player walks into a village, and the mayor of the village says, "Defend our village, and we will open the door to the treasure room." So you could have a bunch of wave of enemies come charging in. You defeat all the enemies. That in turn can trigger the satellite receiver to turn on and send a signal to another level, maybe say an interior, which would open like a vault door and allow you to get inside and get some treasure. So just giving you some examples. I mean, the satellite receiver can turn on or off any type of logic. So just use your imagination. Have fun with it. Do some experimenting. That's really it. It's just, you just got to make sure whatever station you turn on, that's the one you're going to use to activate that station in the other level. And I think that pretty much does it. This was a short video for a change, and that's it. there's your satellite receiver. And again, just remember also that there's only 10 of them. So you can make 10 stations throughout your levels, and then that is it. You can't go any higher. So just keep that in mind, but I really don't, I think you'd be pushing it to do all 10. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video, which I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. We have a ton of Logic toys to choose from, so I'm going to go through them, see which one I can come up with something creative, some kind of creative demonstration to show you, and we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.